Hello everybody, it's Gingy from GaiaOnline, and I'm back with another video for fishing tutorials. This one is purely going to be for filtering every lake. So if you're new to the game, I suggest that you go into the description, and I will have a link so you can learn all about the game. I go over every aspect of the game, between buying your bait and even showing your statistics and how much fish you've caught, etc., etc. So I highly suggest you do that before you start learning how to filter. Now this method is a little bit easier for the people who already have started fishing. They can catch pretty much every fish proficiently, but they don't want to catch the junk. So we're starting off here in the port of Gambino, because this is the easiest lake of the three to filter, and you'll notice that very quickly. So let's start off a cast and see what we catch on the hook, if it'll give me one the first time around. Okay, there we go. So this right here is a perfect example. This right here is junk. You can tell because it's really slow, and I'll catch that so you can see that it's actually a junk. So let's cast again and see what else we get. Come on. Okay. So this right here is absolutely a fish. As you can see, it actually pulls, goes towards the lines, and it's fast. This is a gum balloon fish. So let's try one more time. See if we get another junk so I can show you a better example of it. Okay, so this is a fish. The example I want to show you is whenever you have a junk in Port of Gambino, you can really tell by not even moving your mouse to start off with. You can really tell the difference then, because you'll see that it barely moves away. Okay, so that's another fish. So I'll go ahead and catch that now. Okay. Come on, please give me a junk. Nope, it's another fish. Alright, so I'm going to force a junk. Usually, if you want to catch junk, you just lose the fish, and you'll be getting a junk on the next one, hopefully. Okay, there you go. See, I'm not moving my mouse at all, and look at that. It dodged the line completely the second and first time around. That is how you can really tell for certain that is a junk. So, I'm going to pause the video, and I will come back with the next lake. Okay, so we are now at Basken Lake. This is the easiest lake of all three by terms of difficulty. This is the second hardest, in my opinion, to learn how to filter. So let's start off our first cast and see what we can get. Now, with this lake alone, you don't even have to move your mouse for the smalls. So you can plainly see that this one is kind of slow, and it won't go anywhere near the lines, so you can definitely tell that's a fish, and on top of that it's a small. So the next one, this is a small as well. Let me force a junk real quick so I can give you an example of that. Let's see what we get. Okay, so this is a junk, I believe. No, this is not. This is a medium. Oh, it's a small. How about that? I can kind of filter Basken. This one's actually the hardest one for me, but it's also the second hardest to learn. I just haven't been fishing much in Basken. I've got like a quarter of the catches from Basken that I do in Gambino, and then I have a quarter of the catches from Gambino that I have in Durham. So this right here is a junk, I think. No, this is not a junk. Okay, I'm going to see if I can force a junk real quick. Unless it'll give it to me now. No, that's a fish. Most times you really don't want a junk unless you're going for a junk trophy, but this is an exception. Yeah, I'll catch this, why not? It's a large, I believe. Yep, I was right. Okay. Let's see. Usually after a large in Basken and Durham, there's always a junk. I'm really hoping to get a junk. of all the things right now. Okay, so this is a junk. See how slow it moves? It's the same way with Gambino that it is bass can. It moves really slow, and it kind of pulls a little harder than all the other fish. So this is a fish. You can tell by the way of it how fast it's moving. So the junk is pretty much, it moves like a small, but it's got a longer pull to each side, and you can definitely tell the difference once you've really started to work towards filtering this lake. So I'm going to catch this fish, and then we are going to jump over to Durham. Okay, so now we are at Durham. This is the hardest lake to actually catch fish proficiently in, and at the same time it is also the hardest to filter as well. The best way I can explain the movements of a junk in Durham is it moves like an icy tuna. Now, you'd have to really know Gambino like the back of your hand in order to understand that, how they all move. Sorry about that. Had to do something really quickly. So, right. We were talking about how it's more like an icy tuna than anything else, and it's a little bit different than the way most fish move. So I'm going to see if I can try to get a junk on the hook. This actually might be one, or maybe not, maybe so. Yep, there we go. So as you can see, you can kind of put that right next to a catch of an icy tuna, and you'll see it's pretty similar. It's not exact, but it's very close. So the fish that move like this is a crab, where they're kind of just slower and they pull more to the sides. Let's go again and see if we can get another junk. If not, then I'll force one. That's all fine. Or it's going to give me a blank cast. Oh, here we go. This is a small. I'll lose it anyway. Oh well. I was going to lose it anyway, but still. Alright. Yeah, so this is a junk. So it moves kind of quick and then pulls sort of hard towards the walls, or the lines, as you can see right there. So yeah, this one is the hardest, and you definitely have to have a feel for this lake and the way everything moves in order to proficiently filter this lake. And with all these lakes, the best advice I can give when you're trying to filter is, if you feel like it's a junk, lose it. Just plain and simple. I mean, granted, when it comes to Gambino, you can really tell the difference, but if you really think it's a junk, just lose it. If you, oh, okay, well, I guess I lost connection to server. That's fine. But yeah, if you really feel like it's a junk, just lose it and continue on if you really don't want to catch that junk. So I thank you all for watching. I hope this was very helpful, and I will come back with another video soon, maybe something helpful I can find out. So yeah, I'll see you then.